There we are. Look at me. I'm way down again. See, look at my neck. That like why? Why does like this side's not like that? Why this side? That's what you call sensitivity. That'll go away. Shit. I hate when that happens, but it's just this is what happens when you have fair skin. It's from RH Evo hunting. It's just from having sensitive skin and then shaving and like I mean there's nothing. It's just razor burn. It's always it depends. If the razor is not sharp enough, sometimes it scratches. If I wait too long before I like if I wait too long between shaves, because I hate shaving, but I mean, but I'll at least just shave. That's why I leave the goatee and all that stuff. But I hadn't shaved for not quite a week, maybe a week, 5 days, 6 days, whatever. So I was getting pretty scruffy there, and then today I thought I should shave. So I shaved, and I could have used a newer razor, and instead, and then I got a little irritation there, and that's always the way it is. Because I mean, look at my face. My face is fine. See it a little bit red, little bit. This side, not bad. This side, what the hell? You know. And some of the hair ingrown and stuff like that. Nivea shave balm works for that. Good for that. Yeah. It's just I've had this forever. Like the next time, like if I shaved again, like tomorrow or the next day, this won't be there. I also, and as many people have seen before, see my forehead here. I get eczema and everything, and I'll get red blotchy stuff here if the weather changes, if it's dry or if it's it's the curse of being fair haired and pale skinned. That's why, like, I mean, I can't tan or anything. If I go out in the sun, I'll just burn. That's why, as a matter of fact, that's why if you look at my arms or my hands compared to my face, yeah, exactly, right. You look at my hands compared to my face. This is because you have to go out into the sun, like from the neck up. Look, even if you look down here, see, it's not red, but from my face and head, red. To slather this sunscreen. I just stay out of the sun. But that's just the way it is. It's the way it is. What are you gonna do? And watch your skin moles too. Yeah. But I'm all right. This is like I say. This is just typical because like the interesting thing is this doesn't feel sore or anything. Feels fine. And I can feel a little bit of where it's not completely shaved right down, but it doesn't hurt or anything. It's just skin gets irritated. I'll put some moisturizer on it. I should have put some on there just then. I'll put some moisturizer on it before I go to bed, and that'll help. Moisturizing is a big thing. And look, there's that line again. You see, I do not have a line on my face. This is just a shadow. If I I can't do it. See, look, if I pull it apart, look, see, nothing. There's nothing there. It's just a shadow. And it always comes out red. If I tilt my face back there you go. Look, I'll just go over here. Do you see it? No, because it's gone now. Where's it gone? It's gone. See? Come back over here. There it is. Go back here. Don't poke your eye. I didn't poke my eye. I just have baggy eyes. That's all. I have another thing that uh, this I got from my mom. This I got from my mom. You see my eyelids? I have this like my eyes have these little folds over, so like it's almost like I've got too much eyelids. Especially on this side, you can see, like if I just sort of close my eyes a little bit, you can see how it sort of flops over the top of my eyelid, whatever. Come trout, yeah. Lurking power active and goes into darkness. Um. So anyway, what was I saying? Anyway, so here's the thing. Not to go on about the health stuff, but I am going to. Earlier tonight, I was talking about how today I was sort of out of it and blah blah blah, and now I'm not. Like I'm totally awake and conscious now. You know. Now, mind you, if I went to bed now, I'd go to sleep. But I'm not. But I'm not. I'm not tired now. But throughout today, I was a little bit bagged, and I think that's again just the Voltaren that I had. I really think those NSAIDs just wreak havoc on my system or something. I'm not sure why. So I'm just gonna not not do any of it. The Voltaren stuff is good for like on my like elbow stuff like, but I'm not gonna put it on my neck because I think the stuff just goes into my I think the stuff just goes into my skin and goes into my bloodstream and then goes up into my brain and just sort of knocks me out. Because I put it on the stuff that I did there. I put it on like it was about 12 hours ago. So now it's all sort of worn off. So now that it's worn off, I'm awake again. So it's got to be it. I mean, I can't think of anything else. And yesterday I was fine. And just today I thought, well, I should put some on my neck here. Ugh. And yikes. But anyway, there you have it. That's my little. I think the fog's lifted. It should be. We'll see how I am tomorrow. Again, like I, by and large, I feel fine. And I'm not in any kind of. I'm not in any kind of concern that that something serious is going on. It's just baggy. Day by day. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And just try different things. Just try different things. And just see what works. And I think stopping the naproxen is a good idea. And then okay, Voltaren. So I get a sore neck here, and I think I have a bit of arthritis in my neck, whatever, right? But I've got a few different creams that I can use. But I think Voltaren is one that I should probably not use. That's my take. So I've got this other stuff, this A535 stuff, which is like I forget what it's called, but it's like a menthol camphor uh, solicitite, whatever it is. Anyway, that stuff's fine. It's not an anti-inflammatory sort of thing or whatever. And that helps bring down, you know, pain and stuff, right? So I'll just stick with that. You stop your rash after shaving by using a different shaving soap, by now using Arco. Takes a bit to get a good Aprother blot. That could be Mickeyos, yeah. But I use, yeah, Voltaren can be hard on the liver, but my liver's fine. This is more to do with, this is the more to do with the fact that the stuff gets into my system and then it affects my my brain. Like, it's not terrible. It's not like, but it's just a little bit out of it where I don't feel focused. I'm fine now. And for a few weeks I was like that. And I think that was because I was taking the naproxen stuff. But now I've done it. The highly personal thing. Friend has to use 2 different soaps on his face. Yeah, exactly. I use a sensitive skin stuff. I've been using it forever, and it tends to work. But I think that the main reason why this happened was because the razor I was using, I should have went to a new blade. I should have swapped it out and used a newer blade. So it was probably a little duller. As I said earlier, I use the Pro Glide ones, the Gillette Pro Glides, to get like 5 blades, whatever they are, and it's got a little motor thing on it, whatever. But anyway, I use that, and it's got the little white strip on it that's blue, and as you use it, it fades, right? So the idea is when the blue is gone, and it's just white, then it's time to change the thing. Well, there was just a little strip of blue there, just a light little strip of blue. And I probably should have changed it, but I didn't. And then this happened, So I think it's more the razor was a little too dull. And when you have sensitive skin, you want a good solid razor, good sharp razor. All the better. The sharper the razor, the less this will happen, So it's basically dragging my skin instead of just cutting the hair. It's actually pulling on it. Actually, it doesn't look so bad now that I've been rubbing against it, whatever, right? But this will go away, right? It'll go away. This will be gone. You'll still see it a bit tomorrow, but then the day after, it'll probably be hardly even noticeable. Sensitive skin razors. Yeah. The most important thing, the most important thing is that your razor's sharp. It's like if you're cutting bread, You want a bread knife that's sharp. If it's not sharp, you're just going to tear through it, If it's sharp, it'll slice. Electric shaver is good. I haven't used one in a long time. I think they're okay for looks. I could be wrong. So there's probably people here in chat that use electric razors and love them. My experience with them, they can cause skin irritations too. My experience with them is they can make you look shaved, but you don't have that super smooth feel. But it'll bring it down to the skin sort of thing and whatnot. Otherwise, just you shave, Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Mikios, exactly. See, and the reason why I have I've talked about this before. The reason I have the goatee and the mustache is for 2 reasons. Number 1. And this is the main reason, I hate shaving. I hate shaving, but the part of shaving that I hate the most is shaving here and shaving under my nose. I hate that feeling when you shave there. And here it's not smooth. So this stuff easy. So I have to shave, so I'll shave that. But the other reason too is that without the goatee, I just find, for me, my face looks like it has a shape. Yeah, you shave up here, down here, up, 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 up. Sometimes I'll go sideways after. Sometimes I'll go a little sideways, but usually up. and up under here and then down here. Yeah. But what I was going to say was without the beard, like if you can picture this, if I close my mouth, you can't tell, but I don't have a chin. My chin actually stops here. See what I mean? So this actually gives my face a little more of a shape. Without it, I have no chin, and my it stops right there. See, so this just gives me a little bit of a shape. That's the way I look at it. You know, I don't mind. I don't really care but if they made like a soap that you could wash your face with and all the hair fell out, perfect. That would be one of the best. Yeah, Nair for men. Nair for men. There is stuff like that for chest hair and stuff. I tried it once. Never again. I just as soon shave. Because it burns your skin. You have to leave it on for a certain amount of time, and if you leave it on too long and you don't get rid of it and take it off, it really burns. It irritates. Because it's a chemical kind of thing, right? You know, and I just didn't like the idea of it. It is kind of nasty. I've never done it again. But I used to shave. I do occasionally clear this because I find it's more comfortable when I don't have chest hair and stuff. And it goes back to back when I was after I got out of the hospital years ago when I had the blood clots and stuff. I was giving up smoking. I quit smoking and I haven't smoked since 2012. So I haven't been smoking for 14 years now. So and when I was giving up smoking, I started with the patch, and I was running out of places to put it. So because you can leave it in one spot, but then you want to move it somewhere else. And if you use it in the same spot all the time, after a while it won't be effective. So you have to move it around. So I started shaving my chest so I would have different places to put it. And I used the patch for a couple of months. So for that, I just used to shave. I got a body groomer, but I got a body groomer thing, which is an electric shaver. And by the way, there's a thing. I have a body groomer thing, and I can use it on my face, and I do use it on my face if I have long hair and I want to get rid of it. So that when I shave, I'm not cutting off like a centimeter of hair or whatever, you know. And of course, and I've got a beard trimmer. It works as a beard trimmer too, you know, so whatever. Isn't this the most exciting stream ever? This is why people come to watch my streams, to see this silliness. Let me see, how did we do here? Look at that, 230, yo. Call me crazy, but I wouldn't mind getting the subject of body hair. You don't like anything I talk about if it's not gaming. If it's gaming, hey, we're all right. I'm talking about fentanyl. Well, there you go. Look, I'm going to run the ads anyway. I'm running the ads, and then we'll do the thing. I can talk about my favorite puzzles. What I'm going to talk about is nothing for a couple of minutes while I run the ads, and then we'll do box hype, movie hype. Okay? There you go. I got some boxes and movies. We'll do the thing. Oh, see, now I'm yawning, but this is a good yawn. Today was not. Today was kind of a nasty. It's 6 degrees outside. What is this? This summer is taking forever to. Well, it's not even tick. It's not even really summer yet, officially, right? You know, it's a couple of weeks before summer, but it's taking its sweet time to warm up. Let me look at the weather here. What's the upcoming? What's over the next few days? What are the temperatures like? It's supposed to be 10 degrees tomorrow and raining. What the hell is this? But 19 Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Well, yeah. 7 degrees there. Yeah, it's 6 degrees here. And it's supposed to be 10 tomorrow with rain, which is good. We needed the rain, by the way. It was dry as anything here. We hadn't had any precipitation for a couple of weeks. And we had a bit of a fire over in a landfill site across the way, which is tamed down now apparently. So yeah, the weather's nuts now. But yeah, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday is 19 degrees and 7 degrees at night, and then 18. Are we going to have any? Is this summer going to happen? Well, the good news is at least we don't have to shovel anything, so that's good. And with all the talk of the El Nino, apparently if the El Nino kicks in, it'll be a hot summer and it'll probably be a, a warmer winter, apparently, if it takes on like they say. Nothing from the pizza guy. Nope. I'm gonna shoot him an email and be more. I've always just sort of like dropped little hints. I've always just dropped little hints, right? And I should, and next week I'm gonna send him an email and I'm just gonna say, hey, are we done with the free pizza? You know, and if he is, that's fine. I'm not entitled. You know, I'm not saying, how come you're not bringing me free pizza anymore? Or anything like that. But it's just, if he is done, then he's done. I just figure, or maybe there's a reason why he hasn't been by, or he's been busy, or, because he's running the place now. So I have no idea, right? I mean, hell, he could, I'm not even sure when he works. He's probably working there all week now. He's probably not there on weekends anymore. Maybe he works on different days now. Maybe he doesn't work on the weekends, or I have no idea. So I'll have to send him an email and just ask him directly. Zampak Musashi. Cheers. There's someone you can sub to on YouTube. And Spider-Wire, you can sub to him on YouTube. It's weird how the lighting is there. That's supposed to be like one of the old school World War II helmets. But it looks like a flying jellyfish. Okay. Funny McFunface. So I do have some boxes. I have some boxes and some movies. I will show you the boxes and the movies, and then we'll get back to more of the Soldier of Fortune, which I'm wondering we just might finish tonight. I don't know. It's feasible. It's feasible. Now, this is a box that was one of the early Willow screw ups. I'm trying to keep the boxes away from Willow now because she never used to do this. These cats have been here for a few years now. But now and Hazel doesn't do it, but Willow started to attack my boxes. First of all, here's the box in question. This is the Star Trek The Next Generation Final Unity, which is a fine Star Trek game. Lots of fun. Very cool story. Very much like the series, with all the original voice actors. Very cool game. And also, it's one of those unusual boxes. It's like an upside down Eidos trapezoid box. The Eidos boxes were like this. They decided to go like this. This is Spectrum Holobyte, which was basically, I think, Microprose, then became Spectrum Holobyte, which then were bought out by Hasbro or something. She knows you need more exercise. Sitting around and gaming isn't doing you good. No, she just wants to tear up my boxes. That's all it is. But anyway, she did that. This was torn off. I don't even know where it went. No idea. But oh well. But anyway, embark on an adventure beyond your imagination. Yo. She did that. No kidding, she did that. No, Casper, she did this. I left this box on the floor. I came out the next day. This was done. Now, having said that, it was torn a little bit here. She finished the job. So, oh well. But I'm not gonna. I mean, it's not that big a deal, you know. When I think about my game collection, I don't think of it as a you know, from a monetary standpoint of what it's worth or anything like that. It's just their games, you know. But it's still a bit of a pain that it's tore, you know. But hey. But anyway, what does it say here? The crew is here. Riker, Worf, Data, Troy, and of course Captain Picard. You hear Riker report that a ship is speeding through the forbidden neutral zone. Data announces it is a Garidian vessel. Troy explains that Garidians may be on friendly terms with the Romulans. And Captain Picard orders an intercept. And suddenly you are there too. Part of an original interactive mystery. Part of an epic intergalactic adventure that will take you from the outposts of Federation space. Through treacherous shields up confrontations and beyond into the uncharted dangers of a massive nebula. And now you're in command of the Starship Enterprise. Starfleet is depending on you. Take the bridge, Captain. Oh, Captain. Yo, yo. With everybody from the show. They're all in it. And it's a point-and-click adventure game by and large. There are some battle sequences and stuff, but overall, it's a point-and-click adventure game with really, really cool story and dialogue and whatnot. Anyway, if I open it up and dump the stuff out of the back, there we go. Here we are on CD. Yo. And if you're stuck, there's a hint line you can call. Hey. There's the CD itself. Embark on an adventure beyond your imagination. It says. You can't imagine better than this. This is the reference manual. This is a cool manual, actually, because it is in color, which is unusual. A lot of manuals are just black and white, whatever, but this one's in color with color pictures and stuff. I like the disappointed it wasn't more like the 25th anniversary game. To be fair, Razor, I prefer this game to the original ones. The original ones are cool because they have the dialogue and whatnot from all the original actors from the original series. It's got some cool little stories, but some of the puzzles in those games are brutal. There's some puzzles in that you will never guess in a million years, that you'd have to buy the hint book for or go look online to discover, because there's no way you would figure them out yourself. And that's a bit of a pain. This game, on the other hand, the puzzles and whatnot and the different things make sense in it. And I like this game. It's not that I don't like 25th Anniversary or Judgment Rights. They're both good games. Judgment Rights, I think, is even better than the 25th Anniversary one. But one of the cool things about those games was that it was one of the first times that you got to hear digital speech of the actors from the game. And that was one of the things that made the games particularly good. And plus, the fact that there were several different little episodes of the show, sort of, you know. One with Harry Mudd, for example, which was cool. And all that. The story part of it and those elements, that was the way. Yeah. Yeah, they were fun, but from a gameplay standpoint, brutal puzzles in some spots. It was a tough game, you know. But I think as a game, I think this one is better than both of them. Like this one doesn't have that same sort of sense of frustration that the original ones did, you know. Which again, not to put those down. Like, I don't think they're bad games. I've streamed them both. I'd stream them again, you know. They're not bad. They're just tough. But this one's really good. That is a raid. Had one place you could soft lock yourself if you didn't do things in a specific order at a specific moment. Otherwise, I wouldn't get it without help. Yep. Judgment Rights is very finicky about some puzzles. Yep. That's right. Thank you, Jair. Thank you very much. Welcome. We're in the middle of our boxy movie hypey thing. And then we're playing Soldier of Fortune tonight. We're going to continue it. Maybe finish it. Maybe. But thank you very much for the raid. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to the stream. What else is there? What were you doing anyway? Oh, I can't even see. Wait a minute. Maybe I should have. Final Fantasy. Yeah. Right on. Oh, and also, this is a good time, if I could impose. If you guys aren't if you guys aren't subbed to my YouTube channel, I'm simulcasting on YouTube now as well, so I'm doing both Twitch and YouTube. And if you're interested in subbing to my YouTube channel, there's the link right there. You can just go there and sub away. Yo. But anyway, back to the game here. I think this game is really good. I think it's well done. All the original voice actors are all in it, all very good, and the story is good. It's more. This one is more like one big episode, but it's worthwhile. It's worth playing. And then I think this is one of the last games that Spectrum Holobyte did. There's the Red Alert. Red Alert. This is the troubleshooting thingy. This is the installation and loading guide. And this is an ad for the game with all the voices of the TV cast. Yo. Heyo. And get in there. Get in there. Thank you. And it's been torn up by the cat. But I'm going to put it over here. And this is a box I've shown a billion times. This is an old favorite of mine. Yes, it's Hexx, Heresy of the Wizard. I've streamed this a few times. I won't be streaming it soon, but I'll definitely be streaming this again because we need to have a proper VOD of this up on the YouTuber, on top of the YouTuber thingy. Hexx, Heresy the Wizard, the one and only RPG I know that the Psygnosis ever did. I don't think they did any other RPGs other than this one. And this one is sort of a combination of Might and Magic and Ultima Underworld, sort of. It's a first-person perspective, party-based game. That's. I just think it's exceptionally fun and interesting. The realm is under siege. Its 4 gods of magic have been usurped. And an evil wizard known only as the Nameless One has embarked on a reign of chaos. And only you can wage war on the wizard in an epic clash of combat and conjuring. Guide 4 adventurers through texture-mapped labyrinth in this action-packed first-person perspective role-playing game. Yo. It does a lot of things that a lot of games didn't do. Not like this though. Yeah, but not like this one. I'm talking CRPGs, not necessarily just like different style. These are more like first person live action RPG sort of thing. If that makes any sense. You know, not like JRPG style or anything like that. I could be wrong. I just never thought they did any. And I probably am wrong. But hey. But needless to say, I love this game. Love it. What was I going to say here? Boop. And I've streamed it several times. It's just the soundtrack to this thing is good. Everything about it is good. Let me get the box out here. With the lovely Roger Dean artwork, of course. And there's the 2 floppies, the 2 high definition floppies that this game uses, which is pretty impressive in my opinion when you consider the output of this thing. So it's only like 3 megabytes. We got us. There's the English edition manual. Hey, it's got the copy protection stuff on the top there, you can see. Sorry, me. Yawning there. And what else we got? The gold on black scheme for the disc is great. Yeah, and also... it's not paper. This is actually printed onto the disc. As opposed to it just being what they usually did, which was just some kind of a black piece of paper or something. There's no paper at all. This is actually, you know, embedded into the disc somehow. Yeah, and this is a 30-hour game. This is a 30-hour game. There's the registration card from Psygnosis. There apparently was a hint book, which I didn't know about. Wish I did. I can't find that anywhere. Here is a poster for Psygnosis games from 1993 and 1994. Microcosm. I have Microcosm. I used to have the t-shirt and the box, and I don't have it even anymore. I've just got the CDs. I think they mentioned Perihedron. Let me see here. Where is it here? Perihelion. Where is it here? Combat Air Patrol, Beast 2, Hired Guns, Second Samurai, Theater of Death. Yeah, there's Perihelion right there. There. A world where advanced science and malevolent gods exist side by side, and where genetic engineering and occultism evolve together, where mutation is a way of life. A world living under the shadow of dark power, the unborn whose awakening was foretold by the prophecy. Yeah, that's high density, yeah. You couldn't pack any more information. And then on the other side, there's the Lemmings and Lemmings 2 and all the other Lemmings. Watching streamers playing Gothic Remake. Yeah, and some of them are, I think some of them are going to be disappointed because the game doesn't hold your hand at all. You don't just go into it and just do whatever, you know. One of the best things, Mikios, about the Gothic remake is it's still Gothic. With better graphics and better controls. And even the graphics, the improvement in the graphics is not so far from the original. It basically just makes the original graphics look so much better, in my opinion. It looks good. And there's the poster for the... See, you get posters and things. There's the poster for Hexx, Heresy, the Wizard. Yo. But I've been enjoying it. I'm gonna play more of it on Tuesday over on the Gagarooney channel. So look. There we are. Put that there. What the hex? Yeah. I do have some movies here I can show you here too. We're just doing, I just got some Blu-rays. These are probably on 4K now, who knows? But anyway. There's this one, this marvelous movie that I always talk about. Looks nice, but the core game is there. Absolutely, including what the fuck is this combat part when you just arrived. Yes. Yep. But the controls are really good. The controls work well. The one thing that baffled me at first was when I first went to pick a lock, and they added a different lock picking thing, which is really tough. But I'm figuring it's forcing me to have to upgrade my lock picking skills in order to be able to lock pick. Apparently, from what I was reading, with the lock picking, they can be big. Complicated locks have more tumblers. And if you increase your lock picking skill, there's fewer tumblers. And you have to try and get them to match up. Or whatever. But I'm going to figure that out on Tuesday. Anyway, this is Frailty. And I've mentioned this movie in the past many a time. This is Bill Paxton's directorial debut. The first movie, I think he directed some other things too, but since then. But this was his first movie that he ever directed, and I think he did a fabulous job, and he also stars in it. He and Matthew McConaughey and Powers Booth. I love this movie. I didn't know anything about it. I didn't hear about it in the theaters or anything like that. And I remember going into Blockbuster or whatever and seeing a used copy, which is what this is, a used copy of this movie. And thinking, well, this looks interesting. and taking it home, watching it, and was blown away by it. I think it's a fabulous movie. The story of this thing is very interesting. Bill Paxton plays a widowed father of two young boys, and he is taking care of them, and he works and whatnot, and has this his house in the out in the out in the middle of nowhere sort of thing, and he comes home one day, and tells his kids that God spoke to him, and that he is going to have a mission that he's going to do. The one young boy, the youngest, is sort of, wow, this is cool, and the older boy is sort of like, huh? What? Okay. Hey, Maxine, thank you for the resub. Thank you very much, man. And then he gets the mission and tells his kids about it. And basically, God tells him that there are demons in the world, and he's going to get a list of these demons, and it's going to be his job to destroy these demons. Now, at the same time, later, this is all told in flashback, because the beginning of the movie has one of the sons going to the FBI and talking to Powers Booth, who's the FBI agent, local FBI agent, talking to him to tell him how he has murdered all of these guys. He's this killer who has killed all these people, and he is confessing to Powers Booth, and he tells the story of his father and his brother and all of this stuff, and that's what the movie is. And to say any more about this movie would be to spoil it, but it's really, really good. It's well acted and well directed. It's if you've never heard of it or never seen it before, I highly recommend it. It's very cool. It's sort of you could call it sort of a psychological thriller sort of thing, and it's got a lot of moments in it that are just sort of like wow. Actually, let me see what it says. Yeah. Years after terrorizing a small Texas community, the God's Hand killer has returned, leaving in his wake a perplexing trail of fear and death. Convinced that he knows the killer's identity, Fenton Meeks shows up at FBI headquarters, intent on putting an end to the murderous rampage and relieving his conscience of his family's sinister secrets. It's a great movie. There's also a really good commentary on this from Bill Paxton himself, right? This is one of those movies that I remember, like I say, it just sort of passed by. And any chance that I get that where this comes up in a conversation, which is rare, I jump all over it and tell people, oh man, if you've never seen Frailty, go see it. So definitely, if you've never seen this movie, find it somewhere and check it out, because it's brilliant. Really, really fun. Well, it's not, I wouldn't call it fun. It's a fun, dark movie. I wasn't going to, well, I got time. I'll do this anyway. And this movie that I talk about a lot too, which is actually, it was two movies made it's one movie that was made in two movies. It was made in France by Claude Berry, Jean de Florette, and Manon of the Spring, or Manon de Sous. This is just a brilliant, one of my favorite movies to come out of France, actually. The first part has Gerard Depardieu and Yves Montand, Daniel Auteuil. It's a brilliant movie. You watch Frailty and Identity on the same night 20 years ago. I've never been able to keep them straight. Oh, they're totally different. They're totally different. Anyway, the titles, I should say, yeah. I'm trying to think of when this was supposed to. This is probably in the early Like it's in Europe in the early 1900s sort of thing. It's an early period piece. And Jean de basically Yves Montand plays this guy who is like a wealthy person in this small community in France, and he's getting old, and he's only got one son. His wife is gone. He's not going to have any other children, and his only hope for continuing his name is with his nephew. And so no, it's not. I'll tell you what it is, Oyashama. It's not a romance movie at all. It's a Shakespearean tragedy is what it is. It's an absolutely devastating, brilliant movie. It's actually, like I say, it's two movies. It was intended to be one continuous movie, but it's made as two movies. So there's like a part one and part two. The part one is the establishing the story. So basically, this guy he wants his nephew to, make a name for himself and get married and have kids so that this family name will continue. And his nephew has an idea of a business that he wants to do, which has to do with growing carnations. Yeah, exactly. It has to do with growing carnations. And he's got seeds and stuff, and he can make a lot of money growing these. The thing is, he's got to have the right land, and he's got to have access to water, because these roses require a lot of water. And there is a plot of land that they know about that has a spring. But this land is owned by someone else. They go to try and make a deal to get the land, and the guy won't sell it to them. And through some action, the guy ends up getting killed. And they think that they can take over the land. But the guy had a nephew, and in the will has left this land to them. So basically, this is hard to explain. It's a big story. Jean de Florette, or Jean here, played by Gerard Depardieu, is a guy who grew up in the city, and he's taking his wife and his children, and they're going to move to this land that he has inherited, and he has a dream of moving out of the city and living in the small area out in the country. And the whole of the first movie is the original two guys working to try and somehow get this guy to want to leave and sell this land to them. They want to make it so that it's so hard that he just won't be able to suffer it out, and that he will eventually just leave and move out, and then maybe they can buy the land and finally, because after all, he's a city slicker. What does he know about, living in the country? He's not the same type of person, whatever. And that's what the first movie's about. And I know it doesn't make it sound like it's anything exciting. But the devastation and the tragedy of the whole thing, you have to watch both the movies. You can't watch them out of order. You got to watch the first movie. And then it gets to the second movie. And the only thing I can say is that the thing reaches a Shakespearean level of tragedy in the end, that it's just so... The comeuppance of the main characters in this thing is just amazing. It's so brilliant. I'll just read the back of this, so that maybe that'll give you an idea here, if I can do it really quick. Yves Montand and Gerard Depardieu starring Jean de Florette, a timeless tale of greed, survival, and fate. Set amidst the rugged hills of Provence, this epic saga follows the heroic efforts of Jean Caderet, who inherits a farm from his mother Florette, and leaves his city job behind, hoping to create a new Eden for his wife and daughter. But unbeknownst to Jean, his greedy neighbor, Cesar Subarian, is plotting to steal the land out from under him, and a wicked scheme that drives Jean to the brink of madness. The second movie has to do with his daughter. And 10 years after her father's death, that's no big spoiler, believe me, Manon has no idea that her neighbor cheated her out of her father's land. But when Manon discovers that he was directly responsible, she goes after him with vengeance. And it's just an amazing movie. And if you've never seen them before, the whole thing together is like 4 hours. It's like basically 2 2-hour movies. And I remember when this came out in the theaters. The ads are going to start in a second. I remember when this came out in the theaters. They came out about 6 months ahead of each other. So I went to see the first movie, and it was great. And I couldn't wait to see the second half. And in some ways, the first movie is maybe the better movie overall. But the second movie ties everything up from the first movie in such a way that the ending of it is just extraordinary. It's literary in its depiction, the way that it the conclusion that it comes to. It's just a brilliantly done movie. And I believe, I'm not sure if Criterion's done this yet. I think they might have. This is a Blu-ray edition of the thing. And thankfully on 2 separate Blu-rays. And it's a beautiful movie as well. The gorgeously shot. The plot is cynical. It's not cynical. The plot is diabolical, is what it is. Basically, the older guy, the one guy is trying to cheat the other guy out of the land. Yeah. Yeah, forget about him as a person. He's an extraordinary actor, and he is brilliant in this. As is Yves Montand. That's probably Yves Montand's finest role, in my opinion. And he's a hunchback in this movie too. If it in all else, he's also got a hump. Haven't seen it in far too many years. CBC used to play it all the time. Hey, Coyote, I don't know if you ever noticed. Every once in a while, the CBC used to play those 2 movies on late night. Almost every year, they would show them. I saw them when they came out in the theater, and it was yeah. And of course, they're in French with subtitles. So. Uh, Bonk. Alrighty. Let's get back to murdering people. This